My name is Katie Clark. I've got 2 daughters. Well, it started actually way back in 2016. We had a domestic violence incident. And then 2017 rolls around after having the same, almost explosive argument with the person I'd had a history of domestic violence with. I sent my kiddos to Texas. And when DHS, found out that they were out of state and that I was living back with said domestic violence person, they wanted the kids. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. And so when they're taken, after I've spent their whole lives trying to keep them close, I didn't know what to do with myself. You don't know who you are anymore, and the thing you love the most you can't have. I didn't know who I was. There's no hope, there's no light. It's hopeless.
My name is Kyle Corey. I was married for 16 years and had gone through a bitter divorce, which had lots of complications with minor children. My spouse had an addiction. To be completely transparent, I threatened folks and it became a problem. I ended up with charges. I went from working in a jail at one time to spending time in there. Kason and I haven't seen each other since January the 28th, involved in a DHS case, which also led me to I had to fix Kyle. I had to look at myself. Had not known how to deal with that, so I ended up at Family Builders.
I am a college graduate. I graduated from OU. I'm going to be 29 soon. I have 2 kids. In 2015, my son received a whooping, spanking, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty severe. Although I was not the main culprit, it was actually my boyfriend at the time. I still allowed it to happen. My son got the spanking. He wanted to tell somebody, he should have. He told someone, and then there was that. I used to be a DHS worker. That's my story. I was a great DHS caseworker. Did it for 3 years, where I was directly dealing with these type of situations. That's the part that I feel makes it to where I got to go through all this this stress and these tears, because I need somebody to know. The fact of the matter is that I made a mistake, and that's when it changed. And that's when I said, I'm going to learn from here. It's time to fix it. I can't change it, fix it, do better. And that's what I did.
They court ordered the parenting, the compassion. The first week, you're still hopeless, you're still depressed, you're still really broken, But now you're opening up to the idea of bettering yourself as a parent, as a person. I went from being so closed-minded to absorbing everything. These are life skills. It's not just court-ordered anymore. You're sitting there and you want to absorb this information. This is something that is bettering you by the day. Every day that you go in, you're taking something positive from it. They made the atmosphere friendly, non-judgmental. It's completely changed my parenting skills, my perspectives.
I've taken parenting class, compassion. I'm almost finished with BIP, the Batterers Intervention Program with Family Builders. The first thing and the most important thing that you begin to learn is to be accountable for your actions. I learned things about children. My children 2 of them are almost grown. I have 3 children. And I never knew any of these. The hospital didn't even teach me these things. Everyone that goes through Family Builders, be it the parenting class, the compassion class, the BIP class, has said, man, I wished I'd have done this. I wish I would have known, because I probably wouldn't be in the same position that I'm in now.
I've already completed the parenting courses, which going to the parenting classes and at least having that kind of catharsis, being around others that could kind of say, well, I feel this way or I feel that way. It made it easier to go those days when I couldn't see them. I've done the parenting and I'm now doing the compassion. What I learned is that I don't have to be rude or yell or show aggression to get respect from my children. For me, Family Builders with the tools just empowers you. It's kind of for the first time you get to say, okay, it happened. Now what do I do?
After accomplishing the classes, you start fantasizing what life is going to be like when you get your kids back. And for me, it's so emotionally overwhelming. Imagining them back in my life is almost a dream-like feel. Everything I aspire to be right now is their mom. I know that life is going to be different now, because I know the tools I need to cope with situations that ended up like where we are. People that don't know that something like Family Builders is even out there. Like, it's so important to spread that knowledge and to keep that information going. And that's what it all boils down to, is making sure that this never happens again. How do I become a successful parent? How do I help them become successful adults? These are the tools that you need, and this is how you make it happen.
We're breaking the cycle for our children, and that's where the change comes in, because until you understand and learn these things, you can't pass them on, because you didn't learn them as a child, and I didn't have those tools. Well, Family Builder gives me those tools. Each week when I go sit in that room, had I had this mindset, these tools prior, you know, we'd be fishing right now or doing something that we want to do. So he's on one side of this and I'm on the other, and the most important thing that I can do is break that cycle.
I think Family Builders helps give me hope for me and my family, just because if it were not for me being in this class, this parenting class, I would have never changed. By teaching me how to be strong, I'm not only showing my sons what to look for in their future wife, but I also think it teaches them how to be better adults. I have the power to raise children, men who they won't be those ones that are snapping off and hitting somebody. And that's hope. That's hope. That is hope for the future generations, because this long history of violence and aggression, we can remove it. We can get that out of our bloodline so we can find something better.